Yeah, I mean, we had, I think it was about 75 people entered for the men's 400, which is crazy, crazy numbers. There was 12, 13 heats, so it's always going to be tough. You know, for someone like myself, fairly comfortable qualification through the heats, but the semi-finals is a whole different level. Everyone stepped up their game. Yeah, it's always going to be a tough one. You've got to get out. Unfortunately, today wasn't my day, but well done to everyone else that qualified. Yeah, it's a tough one to take, but you know, we move on to outdoors.
Yes, still with some medal chances as well. Corey Nealon-Richards, I think he did win his semi-final.
He did, yeah. He
won
it fairly comfortably in 200. So hopefully we can get a medal out of him in the final. We've also got a close friend, Dave Chapman, who, you know, I think he's going for the gold medal, and I think he can do it. I do believe in him.
Yeah, not many people doubling up. It's quite a tough task if you're trying to make it through 3 rounds of the 200 and maybe the relay, you know, if you're there, which not everyone is, but obviously, yeah, not many doubling up at all. Not everyone wants to do the 200 meters indoors. So
no. I mean, it's a tough event, especially if you get the wrong draw. If you get drawn in lane 1 or 2 in the 200, it's going to be a tough race right from the start. I mean, Dave got drawn lane 2 in the heats, but still ran a solid time, even quicker in the semis. So, you know, I think he's going to go through in the final and go for that gold medal.
So I'm just going to go through the lineup for this 3000 meter final, because this is a really interesting one. It was Elsa Palmer, who's just in 4th place in the second of the 2 red Birmingham vests there, who won it last year when she was in an excellent field with Saskia Millard, her teammate in that, but Palmer came through so well, and I'm sure she will take great confidence from that. It's Almina Rurka here of Leeds in the green out front, though, in this early stage. But you've also got Alex Millard with her, who comes in fastest rank. She's the only athlete with a sub 9-minute personal best. Excellent cross-country pedigree, having been 3rd at the European Cross Country Championships under 23 race. And let's have a look here. We've got a breakaway of 7 athletes just about. As you can see, we've got 2 Birmingham athletes. Kate Willis is the other, who looked very strong in the heats, and you always sense there's more to come when that's the situation. 9:33 personal best, so yeah, margin of 30 seconds between. Obviously chalk and cheese with the sprint events with such fine margins, but it's Millard now up front there from Narurka, and then Willis. And that's the top 3 as things stand. And then it's Beth Barlow of Sheffield in 4th place, so she's actually 2nd ranked. PB 9:13.98. This is her BUCS track debut. Interesting athlete in that she's had between 2017 and 2023 hasn't had a full season in athletics, so returning to the sport here, and we're looking at the chasing group back there. So that's how the women's 3000 metres has started early on. Joe Lane of Sheffield Hallam watching here. You're a very experienced BUCS competitor now.
I am, yeah.
You run very passionately for your university, as I've been saying. You know, you could just tell that from your body language.
Yeah.
Through your runs. Why does it mean so much to you?
You know, it's a big university. We only get 2 spots per event. It's been very competitive over the years. You know, I've had training partners, Hakan Dalbal, Lewis Thorne. So it's, you know, they've left a big hole for me to try and fill. So it's certainly a privilege to be able to run for the university, follow in their footsteps. You know, in our training group, away from that, we've got the likes of Lee Thompson, people like that. So it's, you know, we're running with high caliber athletes, and I'm certainly getting to the point where I'm, you know, putting my name out there along those names that I've just mentioned. So there's certainly a lot of pride to be had.
Yeah, Lee Thompson, who was watching on yesterday, of course, which is great to see, because this is pretty much his second home, of course, as it, I guess, is for you as well.
It is, yeah.
Home,
yeah. I mean, like you said yesterday, we spend 3-4 days a week here, so it does become second nature. But like we were saying earlier, it does give you that bit of home advantage. And I've always said this competing here is the little things such as knowing where the water fountain is, knowing where the toilets are, knowing certain points of the track to attack, certain points to sit in. you know, it does give you that little bit of advantage, a little bit of confidence going into the heats, the semis. So yeah, it definitely is, you know, such a privilege having this facility here in Sheffield.
And you mentioned high caliber athletes. Alex Millard and Almina Rourke here out front. Loughborough against Leeds. So this is a really interesting battle because they built up quite a gap on Beth Barlow of Sheffield, who in turn has put some distance between herself and the rest behind, including Willis and Elsa Palmer, the defending champion. Was always going to be tough to successfully defend this title, as it is with any event, particularly in the distance ones, particularly with new names stepping up, like Almina Rourke. Of course, that surname, as we were saying, quite well known from her dad Richard, who represented GB at the Olympic Games in the marathon and the 10,000 metres. Millard looking very, very relaxed, as you'd expect. Silver medalist outdoors over 5,000 metres. So watch out for her coming through here. Lots and lots of traffic though. Yeah, it's almost like coming through the centre of Sheffield at rush hour, and she's used that to her advantage actually. What's the furthest that you've run in terms of distance competitively?
On the track, I remember a few years ago I did a 3,000 metre steeplechase. That's the longest on the track.
Wow.
When I was younger, I used to do triathlons. So that was sort of 3K, 5K, but then after, obviously, the swim and the bike as well. So that used to be my event, but gradually over the years, I've shortened and come down to the 4s.
Yeah, well, we were talking about, you know, experimenting with where your athletic potential that's put you kind of, as you say, very well in 400s and so, just what you might be capable of. You know, maybe you'll explore, who knows, but Alex Millard is exploring just how much of a gap she can build in this 3,000 final, and you know, I talked about body language that you've shown in terms of confidence. I mean, her body language is just incredible, focusing on the job. Oh
yeah, she's cruising. She's looking strong. It's probably quite good for her that she's got a few athletes that she can pick off one by one, not necessarily sort of in her way in terms of medals or anything like that, but it might be good just to focus on the next athlete, get past them, then pick them off one by one.
And she's picking up the pace all the time. The Rourke, you can see there in second place, and then suddenly it's become a continuous battle for the bronze medal. Just trying to work out who actually is on the lead lap at the moment, but Millard closing here really nicely. She was fourth 2 years ago, over 5,000 metres outdoors, and then she was second last year, this time indoors, looking strong. And when you are out there on your own, those kind of lapped athletes can be used as a bit of a target to keep your focus. Now she has a bit of a clear track ahead of her. Rourke hits the bell now, and also in a good position. I think Jasmine Wood of Durham has moved up into third place. Barlow dropping back a little bit. Certainly the bell was rung for Wood. But Alex Millard takes the title out front. 9:05.88, terrific closing speed. Just 7 seconds off her personal best. Doing the hard work at the sharp end of the race. Rourke, terrific silver medal, and deserves the credit for going with the leader Millard, giving her best. And it is Wood who overtakes Barlow in the final kilometre to get the bronze medal for Durham. So this race continues, and one of the great things about BUCS is that everyone kind of cheers and watches out for everyone across the line, and it just shows kind of the team spirit, doesn't it?
Oh, massively, massively. I mean, we're quite fortunate that although there is a bit of rivalry between us and University of Sheffield, we cheer each other on and create a good atmosphere here for both home teams. So, but not just that. I mean, all the other teams, credit to them, always cheering for anyone who's going. Yeah, it really does create a really good atmosphere here.
Yeah, so coming across the line, 12 athletes entering this 3,000-metre final, and not a distance that everyone would put their hand up for. Probably it is the confirmed result, and look at that, a gap of 14 seconds. Alex Millard to Almina Roca. You know, huge credit to both of them. Millard out front at the latter stage of that race, but Naroka held on as long as possible. And Jasmine Wood didn't quite see the overtake, I think, because Beth Barlow was in third. Wood came past late on in the race. Amid all those back markers, we were trying to work out exactly who was on the lead lap. But terrific performance as well, and indeed lower down. That was a great women's final as well.
I'm sure you spotted it, Alex, but championship best performance for Alex Millard as well. Fantastic performance, the oldest record on our books back in 2005. Fantastic performance from Alex Millard there, really dominant.